Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TbT channel. Welcome to a Thursday night cookery video. This is a good one. This is one of my standbys. Whenever we have people come round in the winter, this is what I do. Winter's coming, okay? And the great thing about winter is stews, casseroles, that kind of thing. And the French do some good ones of those. So I'm going to show you one today. What you're going to need is garlic, onions or shallots, some bacon bits cut up into diced small bits, lardon I think they're called, some pork, some apples, flageolet beans. Now, I don't know if these are called flageolet beans in the UK. I didn't come across them until I was here. Some apples, did I already say apples? Vegetable stock and some cider. Now, the pork can be any pork you like. It doesn't have to be anything specific. You can mix it up. You can put chops in there, a bit of loin in there. You can put sausages in with it. Basically, what we're going to make is a green bean casserole. And if you've ever had a casserole, French casserole, you'll know where I'm going with this. Everything that I'm doing here can be done in a slow cooker. If you've got one of those electric slow cookers and you go to work in the morning, then what you want to do is prepare this night before, chuck it all in the pan, leave it overnight. In the morning before you go to work, turn it on, you come home to a cooked dinner. It's fantastic. But I'm going to use one of my cast iron casserole pots because that's what I've got them for. The way the cast iron pots work, it just brings the heat in from every angle. It's just fantastic for casseroling. Le Creuset, I've mentioned this before with the bread one. Le Creuset are the make that everybody knows. They're fabulously expensive. You can get these off Lidl online for about 20 quid upwards. And I think this is about a 6 litre one, I have here. So, first of all, the cider. Let's get that open. I'm lucky, living in France, that the cider's available, or cidre as they're called here, because they spell it wrong. The ciders available are very good. And what I'm going to say, every time I cook with anything, is don't cook with anything that you wouldn't drink. And likewise, if you're cooking this, the ideal drink to serve with your dinner is the wine or the cider or the beer, whatever it is you're cooking in. That's what you cook with. So this is, I just love French cider. A lovely, dry cider. Oh, that is smashing. Now, this ain't White Lightning. It's not Strongbow, but if you want, you could use either. Why you would use White Lightning, I do not know. But you could use those if you really wanted to. So first of all, everything's pretty. I use lazy garlic. Life's too short for stripping down and chopping garlic. I just buy jars like that. And with your shallots or onions, all you want to do is roughly chop them. You don't want to dice them. You don't want small bits. Just roughly chop them because they're going to be staying in the stew. And by the end of it, they'll still be identifiable and lovely. So, my pork. This was a pork shoulder. This particular one was a pork shoulder joint. I cut it into 4 pieces. I've got 2 tins of beans there. This is enough to feed 8 people, 6 to 8 people easily. But what I tend to do when I do one of these is I do a big one, and then we'll have this tonight, and then we'll have this. Today's Sunday, so we'll have this on Tuesday as well. So it will do the 3 of us for 2 meals and probably still some left over after that. So I tend to cook in bulk, or if you've got friends coming over, this is the right amount for that. So let's get the pan on and start cooking stuff. So the pan should be nice and hot now. It takes a little while because it's cast iron. So start off, we're just going to put some oil in there. And you can see immediately from the way the oil's reacting, that is nice and hot. Oh, little puff of smoke from underneath. That's great, which means we can start. First thing you want to chuck in is your garlic. Don't be mean with the garlic. There's no need. Next, you want your lardons. And then give that a quick stir. Now, don't worry about stuff sticking to the pan. That is actually part of the plan, believe it or not. Let's get those bits in there. Then your onions or shallots, and that's shallot. And we keep that stirring. Stirring around and getting agitated. As I said, don't worry about the burning, that is entirely intentional. Next, we want to bring that to the side of the heat and put in our pork steaks or sausages or whatever it is that you're going to be using. Chuck those in there. And all we're trying to do with these is brown them, not cook them. We're just going to get a little bit of the flavours from the bacon and the garlic and the onions or shallots into the pork. And that will need maybe a minute aside, maybe less. That's going, isn't it? Turn those over. Perfect. Right, now, you know I was telling you not to worry about it burning in the middle there. That's because of the next bit. It's the same with all of these kind of recipes where you're cooking with alcohol. You want it to get a little bit of a crust in there, because then when you add the alcohol in, that will caramelise and add to the flavour. So that's why, if you have the time to do it in a pot like this, it's a slightly better result than just chucking it all in a slow cooker, although a slow cooker is a fantastic tool if you're out during the day. So excellent, now it's gone on both sides. So what we do now, grab our cider and put it straight into the centre there where it's at its hottest. And we're not being mean with the cider either. There we go. That's pretty much the entire bottle. Excellent. So what we need to do now is turn the heat down a bit, turn it down to medium. This goes from 0 to 9, I'm turning it down to 6. We put the lid on the pot and now we're going to wait 15 minutes. While that's doing, just going to rinse my beans, as you do. Whenever you get tin beans, like these kidney beans are the ones I think I used most when I was in the UK. You always have to get them out and rinse them because they've kind of got all the starchy liquid that was on them in the tin. You want to get rid of all of that. So they're rinsed. My vegetable stock is already made up. Now vegetable stock, this is just hot water from the kettle with 3 vegetable stock cubes in it. That's all, nothing posh. And we're going to cut our apples. These are just apples from my mate Den's garden. Let's go with the walnuts he gave me as well. Push that in. That was Henry. My assistant in the kitchen today is Henry. He does love an apple core. Tink, you can have that one. That's it. You know what? That's pretty much all of our prep work done. I've just got to wait for that to go beep and then we'll do the final bit. I have put the oven on. It's preheating. I've got it 140 degrees. 15 minutes later. That's what... Oh, that smells good. Do you know, while I was waiting for this, I actually went out to feed the chickens, and when I come back in, the smell hits you as you come through the door. That's what you want. And if you've got a slow cooker and you're out all day, when you come home, you open the door, that's what greets you. It's better than a Labrador. Well, it's similar. So next, and this is the important part, don't stir it. Next, we add our rinsed flagelots beans, like that, followed by our vegetable stock. We should have enough, like that, just to cover it. No more than that. Well, you can put more. It depends. It depends. If you want to make dumplings to go with it, obviously more liquid will be a good thing. And then Lastly, we just get our apples and sprinkle them around on the top. I've got a lot of apple in here. I do apple and pork. It's one of those things, it just goes together so well. There we go. Lastly, what you do, put the lid on into your preheated oven and then leave it. Now, you can see here it's 10 to 2. We're going to be having this about 6, 7 o'clock. It wants to come out a good while before you're actually ready to eat it, because it will be, again, the term is bastard hot. So we're going to want 4 or 5 hours cooking time. So 140 degrees is perfect. Excuse me. You can go as low as you like, really, within reason. I've done a slow cooked wild boar leg at 90 degrees for 10 hours. That was awesome. But 140 for 4-ish hours is going to be absolutely perfect. If you're going to leave it for longer, knock the temperature down a little bit. But that's it. Now we just have to wait. And here we are, 4.5 hours later. That's looking good. Hang on, let me bring the camera over. And everything was left exactly what it was, as it was. Didn't stir it, I just put it all in there and then let it do its stuff. Oh, look at that. Pop a couple of these on there, look. So you can serve it up with mashed potato. You could do dumplings with it if you wanted to, or if you're feeling proper posh, use the bread that we made last time. If you didn't see the 5-minute bread recipe, go and check that out. Proper, crunchy, fresh bread with a proper apple, cider and pork casserole. Try it. Try it. And then leave me a comment below on how you think this tastes. And that's it. Like, subscribe, hit notifications. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.